Hi everybody, this is Heather Coleman, your intuitive medium, Reiki and energy work practitioner, yoga instructor, spiritual coach. I'm really excited that you are here with me for this week's Oracle card reading for the week of August 21st through 27th, 2023. This week we've got some different energy in our cards because we are actually in fact using the Dragon Oracle deck by Diana Cooper. This is one of my favorite decks, and before I show you the cards, I just want to say this. Those of you that are new to connecting with the dragons are so much more like the angels than you would ever even think, in the sense that they comfort you, they sort of buoy you, they help raise your vibration, they give unconditional love, a lot like pets do. I think that most people tend to think of dragons as breathing fire, which, they do. They absolutely do. And people that are, by the way, that are fire element dominant will really love connecting with the dragons. I do. I am fire element dominant. I'm an Aries. My son does. He's also an Aries. But even those of you that aren't fire element dominant, the fire that the dragons breathe is life-giving fire. It is transmutation fire, and it takes different forms, because let's keep something in mind. The dragons come in multiple dimensions, basically from 5th all the way up to 11th, 12th. And we have dragons represented in this deck of cards from several different dimensions. So keep in mind that the chemical properties are different in those dimensions. So just some food for thought here before I show you the cards. So without any further ado, let's tune into your own intuition. I encourage you to get centered and take a few deep breaths. Ask your guides to assist you, and maybe some of you out there might even sense some dragon presence. There's like this shifting colors rainbow dragon right over my shoulder. I don't know if you can see that. Some of you that see, there's a blue one over here. Some of you will see a bunch of others, but I can actually feel them assembling, which is really cool. So without any further ado, here is card number one. Card number one. Here is card number two. See where your intuition is drawing you. And see also if you're called to card number three. Card number three. While I'm giving you a little bit of time to process that and to see where you're drawn, I do want to share with you all that I am running a circle message and meditation and messages circle coming up on September 15th. It's a Friday, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. You can join in person if you're local at my sacred space, or virtually through Zoom. Details are on my website, heatherlcoleman.com, and I'll mention it again closer to the end of the video. And I always like to put this out there when I've got an event coming up, because I can't tell you how many times people connect with the meaning of these cards or learn a little bit like we are today about the dragons and are eager to learn more. And what better way than to attend a guided meditation where I help you to connect more strongly with your own guides, your own higher self, your dragons for that matter, your own intuition, and give you that individualized reading to help you focus your energy on what to focus on right now, how to learn those next steps. I think people hear these videos and they just want to learn all of it. So that angel circle is going to help direct you on where to learn more right now for exactly where you are on your spiritual path. So without any further ado, let's take a look at card number one. Card number one, we've got a golden orange dragon. And I didn't look up the dimensions on these, but yeah, I'm going to actually go ahead and do that just because I feel like that might help some of you, because that's actually in the table of contents. I'm going to give you the dimension of each of these dragons, and it may take a minute because it's in here. But that golden orange dragon, while I'm finding this here, let's think just a little bit about what does that mean, right? What does that mean? Well, golden orange would be sacral chakra. It would be a bit of root chakra. And again, we just talked about fire element. So a call to connect with your fire element, especially if getting angry doesn't come easily to you. Card number one, people, your golden orange dragon is telling you to get angry. Be a peaceful warrior. You're too peaceful, card number one, people. Stop being so peaceful. Be more of a warrior. If you're too easygoing, you can't do what's next on this card, helping those in need. This is going to resonate. Golden blah. Sometimes I have to do a little hunt, little hunt, little hunt. Fifth dimension dragon. But I almost said fourth. See, this is listed as a fifth dimension dragon, which means you'll see a lot of these guys in fourth dimension, those of you that like to astrally travel. So this is a 4D, 5D dragon. Also, we really can't talk about our golden orange dragon. Isn't he adorable? Look at him. Look at him. Without talking about this, expands your light for ascension. So ascension, I know a lot of you out there are working on expanding your consciousness to be more aware of the 4D at all times while you're here living in the 3D. And if you don't know what that means, that's okay. This is where you are now. We tend to hear these things and then all of a sudden something pops up, a conversation, a chat, an article, a blog. So, but with that being said, expanding your light for ascension. Ascension is raising your vibration, ascending your consciousness. And a little while ago, I said to all of you that the dragons are a lot more like the angels than you would think. And this is one way that is so true, is that they help you to ascend, to raise your vibration, to perfect your soul a little further. And keep in mind that that's why we're here. That's a big purpose that we have when we take on a human incarnation, is to learn through experience to raise, in order to ultimately raise our vibration, advance our soul, perfect our soul. So card number 1, people, call on your golden orange dragon to help you expand your consciousness and raise your vibration. And keep in mind that message that came through first thing of let yourself get angry, quit squashing your anger down. If there's one thing my spirit guides are always teaching me, and other people's spirit guides are always having me say in readings all the time, it's people, stop repressing your emotions because it keeps you stuck. Express your emotions. Find a healthy time and place to get angry, to get sad, to get resentful, whatever you need to get. Okay? So card number 1, people, call on your golden orange dragon, because it's in the proper processing, expressing, and release of your anger that you will ascend, that you will expand your consciousness. Okay? So I love that message. It's a very powerful message. Let's move on to card number 2. I love this as well. We've got a source dragon, and I'm going to give you the dimension on this dragon, those of you that really do well with that. Our source dragon, blah, blah, blah. I'm guessing 7th just by feel, and I'm going to see if I'm right. No, 9th. But that means this dragon would also be found in 7th dimension. So actually, 9th is the highest vibration of dragons that we have represented in this deck of cards. So our source dragon, I don't know if you can, how well you can see that, but it says attunes you to the infinite. If you're finding yourself tired a lot and not motivated, card number 2, people, card number 2, that means your connection to source is weakened. One easy way, 2, I'm going to give you 2 tips that are coming through in order for you to do this, card number 2, people. 1 is call on your source dragon. Isn't he so cute? Look, she's like juggling something. And she's got this little figure 8 infinity symbol over her frontal lobe. Okay. ADHD energy going on here, card number 2, people. First thing is you need more meditation if you're having trouble focusing. If you have ADHD and executive functioning issues, you need to meditate more. Make yourself do it. Schedule it. Do it. Will help you. Will help you. That's the first thing. Second thing is call on the source dragon. Now, whether you love this image or maybe there's an image of a dragon that you connect with that looks a bit different, that's okay, because the source dragon doesn't have to look just like this, but call on the source dragon to help you do this. Also, so 2 tips. 1 is meditate more, card number 2, people. Second is call on that source dragon. Maybe this image does help you. Maybe you want to picture this card. Awesome. Whatever's working for you. Tip number 3, card number 2, people, is visualize. Now, I'll do this with you, actually. And this could be part of your meditation. The message for card number 2, people, is that your connection to source may be weak at this time, but with these simple tips, you can strengthen that connection stronger than it's ever been. Remember, tip number 1 is meditate more. Tip number 2 is call on your source dragon. Here's tip number 3, and you can use this as a meditation technique. Place your left hand on your heart, right hand over your left. Visualize a deep well within your heart opening like a tap, sort of like a tap, like a drink tap you would see in a restaurant. Visualize opening your tap to source energy or to source light. There's an actual tap in your heart. And in fact, that same tap that I just mentioned to you is also your source of faith from within. So, to recap those 3 tips: 1, meditate more often. 2, call on your source dragon. 3, tap into that well within your heart chakra to strengthen your tap connection to source. Now, card number 3, we have our green dragon. I love all the green on this, and just notice the timing of this when this comes up right after we were talking about the heart center, green for the heart chakra. Also, just so happens I ended up wearing pink, also a heart chakra color. I chose this jewelry, this raspberry quartz, before I chose the deck. So it's all connected, meaning I'm thinking I chose these things. Source was leading me to choose all of these things with this theme of the heart center. Our connection to source, love, divine love, our connection to faith. Now, another piece to all this, or another key to all this, with our green dragon, is to help, the green dragon, I should say, is coming, card number 3, people, to encourage you to connect more strongly with nature. Get outside more, maybe just sit in your yard, or just find ways to be outside. Like last night, I had a dance practice outdoors with some friends, and it was just such a nice way to spend some time outside. So maybe mentally get out of the box on ways that you can spend more time outside, more connected to nature. Another thing people don't realize about the dragons is that they are strongly, especially this green dragon here, strongly connected to the nature spirits as well as the fairies, for that matter. These beings tend to work together. And our green dragon, I just looked it up, is another 5D dragon. So card number 3, people, if this resonates, this message about raising your vibration, your consciousness, your green dragon is calling on you to spend some time outside. Maybe do something meditative outside, like a hike in a very quiet, woodsy area. Or again, that message that maybe just sitting in your yard when it's quiet, to just sit quietly. Nowadays, in this day and age, we forget that it's okay to sit and quote unquote do nothing. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do for yourself, is to just sit and stare off into space. Let your mind and body reset. Earlier on, a few minutes ago in today's video, we had this message about ADHD. Now, some people have it, the frontal lobe functioning, medical ADHD. Some people may feel the effects of not being able to focus because of the information age that we live in. Information tends to bombard us at times from all different places. We tend to interact with lots of different groups of people. So keep in mind that sitting and doing nothing, we underestimate the importance of it. It is one of the best things you can do for yourself, particularly in this day and age. So card number 3, people, call on that green dragon. Get out in nature, your green dragon, your nature spirits. Let them infuse you with that high vibration 5D light and help you to advance to wherever your soul is guiding you to go next. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for this week's 3-card reading from the dragons. Again, if you really love this deck of cards, which I do, this is our Dragon Oracle deck by author Diana Cooper. There's a picture there, Diana Cooper. And finally, if you are interested in learning more about your spirit guides, whether that's your dragons, fairies, angels, deceased loved ones, I hope you can join me at my next circle. It's hybrid, meaning you can attend in person or virtually through Zoom, Friday, September 15th, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. comment here or message me through YouTube if you have any questions. Hop on over to my website, heatherlcoleman.com. You can read more about that circle right there. You can message me right through there. Until then, everyone, have a beautiful week. Connect with your dragons and much peace. Namaste.